Hello, friends. Welcome to Level Up with Debbie Neal. I am your host. There is nowhere I would rather be than right here, right now with you. This podcast is all about leveling up in all aspects of our lives. Thank you for being here. I am so grateful. I'm excited to be on this journey with you. Together, we are leveling up. You ready? Hello, my Level Up family. I just got done recording last week's episode, which you've already listened to, and I had the most amazing time. So I had Alexandra Sauvé on there, and we talked about everything energy, our vibration, how we show up, how that transcends into our relationships, leadership. So if you didn't listen, you need to go back as soon as possible and listen to last week's episode. Today, we're going to go over three simple things. We've probably all heard these three things several times over the course of our life, especially on our personal and professional lives. So there are three simple rules, so simple, and yet so often we don't follow them. It's like, we want more, we want to level up, and then we try to take shortcuts. We try to find a route that maybe doesn't involve doing these things that we're going to talk about today. And then we wonder why we aren't where we desire to be. Or one day we look up and we wonder where time went. Where did our dreams go? Where did our next level go? How did we go from dreams in our heart to settling? Because we weren't born to settle. We were born to thrive. Okay. So we're going to go over three simple rules. Here's number one. If you do not go after what you want, you are never going to have it. That's it. I mean, we don't even need to explain it. Okay. If you don't go after it, and so often we think we're going to wish our way to success. If it's meant to be, it's going to happen. I'm going to just focus on it and attract it. There needs to be that action, that inspired action, that courage, those bold steps. So why don't you start with this? What is it that you want? What is it? Are you really clear on what you want? Because when we don't receive what we want or create what we want or get what we want out of a relationship or anything, it's a lot of times it's unfulfilled expectations. If you're not clear on what you want, you're just going to get what you get. And then we wonder why we're upset. So are you clear on what you want? Do you journal? Here's the thing. Are you living in your comfort zone? Because when we're in our comfort zone, it's the danger zone. It's the deadly zone. We're not going after what we want. We're justifying what we have. We're giving ourselves excuses for not becoming our best self. We're so avoiding that uncomfort, but yet the comfort zone is uncomfortable. It's not comfortable. And when we don't go after what we want, we're not going to have it. If you're living in that comfort zone, it's going to hold you back from going after what you want. So journaling is manifesting. Journaling is creating, right? So when you're journaling, you're kind of writing your life into existence. Sit down, journal, decide what it is that you want. You're taking a pen and a paper and you're turning your dreams into print, like you're getting it from your mind. It's passing through your heart, going down your arm, and you're writing it with your pen. In order to go after what you want, you must be clear on what you want. You must be clear. Be very specific. What is the job title? Is it a promotion? Is it a new company? Is it a new profession? What is it that you want? What is the level of success? Because when we say, we're going to be successful, that's not enough, because to some people, earning $40,000 a year is successful. That's not my definition for me personally. So you need to be very, very, very specific. Saying I want to be successful is not enough. What is that to you? What is success to you? What do you want to earn? Where do you want to live? What kind of house do you want to live in? What is your ultimate partner? If you aren't clear, don't be surprised if you're constantly disappointed. You must be crystal clear on every single detail. When we're not clear, you settle. And when we're not clear, we think there's a lack in the world, right? This is not what I thought my professional life would be like. This is not what I thought my personal life would be like. But if you're not specific, you're going to kind of get what you get. And then we wonder why we're upset. So be super specific. When you're clear, then go after it. Get to work. Take the steps every single day. Take action. Be bold. Be consistent. If you know the exact amount of income that you want to earn, backtrack. Now, when is it? When do you want to earn it? Backtrack. Do the work necessary. Step into your greatness. Do more than what is expected. Number 2, if you don't ask, The answer will always be no. My friends, we get so hung up on the ask. So often we fear the ask. We think, and then we overthink. But I really want to ask you, what are you waiting for? What is the worst thing? Like when you really think about that, I'm a dreamer, but every now and then I have to bring myself back to reality. I'm like, in this situation that I'm fearful of, what is the absolute worst case scenario that can happen? And I'm like, ow, like that's not so bad, right? So what are you waiting for? What's the worst thing that can happen? Do it first. Eat the frog. So there's a book titled Eat the Frog, and it's basically talking about doing the things that you dread first in your day. So maybe there's like an ask you want to ask somebody. Because if you don't do it first thing in the morning, it's like, oh, I'm going to do the laundry and then I'm going to do the dishes. Then maybe I'll call them after I work out. Oh, I got calls. I got busy. And all of that's nonsense. You're procrastinating. You're making excuses. You're avoiding the very thing that's going to take your life to the next level. So do it first. This is the way you conquer your fears. You realize it was worth it. And then you grow into the next part of your day, right? Like you just do it. We don't want to be so attached to the outcome. Fall in love with the process. So I'm in a business of sales, right? I'm in the business of sales. I'm also in the business of developing leaders. I sell and I teach other leaders to sell. I'm always looking for leaders to join me. Always, always. So people ask me all the time, do you still personally, bring people into your business? Yes. That's the biggest passion of mine. But let me tell you something. I mean, there might be incredible people that say, you know what? I just listened to you. I just found you. I don't know what it is you do for a living, but I want to join you. Great. We're going to have a conversation. But let me tell you what it requires most. It requires me asking. And most people in life fear the ask. They fear the ask. They mention something. They kind of say it in passing in hopes that people will see what they have. Okay. But your ask is based on your belief level. So does everyone that I ask say yes? No, they don't. But I will still forever ask. I'm not going to let a no in my heart. I'm not going to let a no cloud my vision. I'm not going to get a no, interfere with my confidence. That's why I do personal growth, to grow it all the time. So often people fear rejection. They're afraid to hear the word no. I'm not afraid to hear the word no. Let me tell you what I do fear. I fear somebody looking at me one day and saying, Deb, why didn't you tell me how big this could be? This could have been the difference for me and my family. That I'm not willing to leave on the table, right? So get your ask on. Practice. Work on your 3-minute, introduction elevator speech. Ask with passion. Ask with energy. And we talked about this last week. Like, you want to be energetic. You want people to be like, I don't even know what you're talking about, but your vibe, I want to be around your vibe. Ask with energy, ask with vision, ask with conviction. There is a really big difference between arrogance and conviction. Conviction is standing so strong in your beliefs. You're convicted on what you're doing, what you're creating, where you're going, and you're not attached to that rejection because you're so convicted in what you stand for. Ask people to join you. Ask people to take a look at your business. Ask people to look at your products. Ask people to look at your site. Ask people to look at your resume, right? Ask people to host events for you, whatever it is that pertains to your life. Ask good questions because good questions helps you find out more about people. Always be curious. Always be learning. And then pivot. Ask that person out on a date. Have you been thinking about it for a while? Because if you're thinking about it, what if somebody else sweeps in and asks that person out? Ask that girl to the dance. And let me tell you something. What's the worst thing that could happen? He or she says no? All right. Ask that person to marry you. We waste so much time sitting on the sidelines, waiting for the perfect moment, and it doesn't exist. Go and create that perfect moment. Life is not measured by the amount of breaths we take. It's measured by the moments that take our breath away. Be brave. Ask, because what's the worst thing that could happen? You hear the word no? And let me tell you something. That's not the worst thing. You can look at the word no in so many ways. No could mean, I don't know. It could mean no for now. It could also mean, give me a reason to say yes. My belief is low, or I want to see that you're going to do what you said you're going to do. It could also mean a definite no. It could be a hard no. All right, so that's the worst. But you know what? you're in the same position if you don't ask. And you always know that there's better just around the corner. Rejection is God's protection. And whenever we take that leap of faith and courage, it's leading us to the next thing. You're never going to know until you ask. If you don't ask, the answer will always be no. And you don't want regret. I believe you'll never regret asking. Even if you hear the word no, all right, knowledge is power. But you will regret not asking. You'll wonder if you should have. You'll never know what might have been. But be brave, be courageous, because that is where your greatness lives, on the other side of your fears. Number 3, if you don't step forward, you're always going to be in the same place. Like you are going to, when people say I'm stuck, you're not stuck. You've chosen not to move because you're not cemented into the ground. You're not stuck. We're stuck when we're not moving forward. We're not moving the needle forward. When you aren't moving, you're procrastinating. We never get started when we procrastinate. When we are the change we wish to see. We are the change. So in order to achieve what you've never had, you need to do what you've never done. We don't move forward by standing still. In fact, it's the opposite. The more we stand still, we're actually moving backwards. No matter what you accomplish, or no matter what you want to accomplish, break it down. Put one step in front of the other. Celebrate each goal achieved. Measure each milestone. By taking steps every day, you're going to look back and see how far you've come. And it sounds so cliche to say this. We hear it all the time, but we have one life. One life. We don't have a dress rehearsal, and every single day is a gift. So what are you waiting for? What is it going to take to propel you into action? What is it going to take to light the fire inside your soul to go and live your best life? To grow to our next level takes starting with these 3 simple rules. Success is not an accident. It's a decision. It's about getting uncomfortable. It's about listening to your heart. Release what's in your head, because knowledge is only going to get you so far. Let go of your fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Do the hard things, because you are more capable than you ever imagined. Life is moving. Life is happening right now. Life is happening. You can be, you can do, and you can have every single thing you desire if you're willing to take a look at those 3 simple rules and be like, you know what? I am avoiding the very thing that's going to take my life to the next level. It is your time to level up. I believe in you.